Boom! The magic button. I hit it. And then I quit it. No, just kidding. We starting right now. This The Unuseful Idiots. Episode 8.
We back.
We're back. Again, sorry for all the people that were hoping we wouldn't be back. Maybe you guys were hoping we would get into a bad car accident. Maybe you guys would hope that I would overdose on heroin, or
people would be listening or watching.
They wouldn't still do it, right? Maybe they're masochists.
Well, some people hate watch stuff. So
hate watch, is that like hate fill in the blank?
Hate crime.
That's I guess that was actually the more PC thing that you could have said. So. And think about that. That's interesting. Hate sex. That's a more appropriate way of saying what I was thinking. But anyway. All right, we get the point, Tori. You sicko. We're so excited to be here. We love this. We hope you love this. We love you. You love us. This is a love fest.
I love you.
You love me. We're a happy family with a great big hug and a kiss from me to you. Won't you say you love me too?
Okay.
Right. Sorry about that. Okay. All right, so we got a lot of stuff to talk about today. We're going to talk about emotional support animals. We're going to talk about rap music today. We're going to talk about the fashion industry. We're going to talk about PETA. We're going to talk about veganism and maybe some more stuff, but that's a whole lot of stuff, so we're going to jump right in.
First...
Oh, Tori's got to... Yeah, sure. Go ahead. Please.
First, relating to what we talked about last week, if you're on the fence about Hillary Clinton, go check out Michael Malice's interview that he did on his podcast with Juanita Broderick. It's crazy. You'll really want to listen to that.
You won't be on the fence anymore. Let's just put it that way.
Yeah.
So what's up with emotional support animals, Tori? Is that a real thing? Are people just wanting to have an excuse to bring their animals places with them that they wouldn't normally be allowed?
I mean, truthfully, I don't put much thought into it. It's just, it's like what I always say, let people do whatever they want as long as it doesn't infringe on other people. However, there was someone who tried to bring their emotional support squirrel onto an airplane. I think that might infringe on some people's...
See, and it's funny because I actually disagree. I think that the squirrel is fine. The squirrel's... You want to bring a little squirrel with you wherever the hell you go? If that brings you joy and helps you not want to die another day, that's great. More power to you. I worked in the restaurant industry for a long time, and a lot of people walk in with nowadays, they're emotional support animals, which is usually a dog. They usually have some type of badge or card identification showing that this is what they have from the doctors, that it's legal. Because otherwise, you can't bring pets into places like that. You can't just bring a wild squirrel onto a plane. Or you can't bring pets into restaurants. It's a health code violation. But somehow, we're allowing that for this particular purpose. Just like people that are blind or, have some other disability and they have the dog with them, which I think is totally fine. But I wonder now, is that totally fine just because we're more used to that? Or is having an emotional support animal just new and we're kind of like, or at least myself, speaking for myself, I'm a little bit like, taken aback by it. Is this real? Is this like a, just a scheme? Are we trying to take advantage here? Or does it really help? I have a cat, and I also take Prozac for anxiety. I think if I brought my cat out with me in the world, that would bring me a lot of joy because I love my cat, and it's a cute, as hell cat, and he's playful and loving, and he loves people. But I don't know if I need to bring my cat out in the world so that I feel better. You know, I think that's what medicine is for. That's what going to the gym and having other,
That's what therapy is.
Right, therapy, of course. There's a lot of outlets that don't involve animals. So I just wonder why all of a sudden now it's become acceptable to bring animals, and like, is it just another crutch? I guess that's what I'm asking. Are we just in the place as a society where we just need as many crutches to stand up straight, and be a human being? And why?
Maybe if your leg's broken.
I would hope if your leg is broken that you have a cast, first of all, and then maybe some crutches, and that was given to you by a qualified medical professional. But I don't know that you would need 5 dogs to help you walk down the street to make you feel better.
Well, maybe you need a Geppetto-like figure to hold up the strings and maneuver. Pinocchio!
Absolutely. I think that's actually really...
Did you actually hear they're thinking of Tom Hanks to play Geppetto in the
That's
real
just
life?
crazy. I remember Tom Hanks when he was so young. I would see him playing Pinocchio. When they said for Geppetto, I was like, what? No, he's too young for that. But I'm remembering him from Big. But yeah, I guess so.
Like 6 feet tall.
But well, it's true. He's a big guy. I think Geppetto should just go to like Sean Connery or some old dude with white hair. I don't know. That would be interesting. Sean Connery, Pinocchio, you're lying. I can see it. Your nose is you're lying to me. Your nose is getting longer. I guess that really wouldn't work. But there's actually an incredible comedian. His name is Bob Nelson. If you can ever get a hand on this Bob Nelson comedy special, I think it might have been on HBO. I think it was on in the 90s. It was the funniest thing I've ever seen in my entire life. At least back then. I was a teenager. It was so politically incorrect. He makes fun of every possible nationality. But I think that's the beauty of some of that, is that just laugh, live, don't take it to heart. But anyway, so he does a great impression of Geppetto on the special anyway. Right. But yeah, so I mean, the truth is, emotional support animals, who really cares? You're right. I don't really give it that much thought. It doesn't affect me. It doesn't affect anyone else.
Yeah, I mean, as long as they're well trained and it's not someone just bringing their pet somewhere that's, not properly trained to handle. I mean, I'd assume most emotional support animals have enough training to not jump on tables at restaurants.
One would hope. One could hope. Sure, one could hope.
So, you know what? That's fine.
Yeah, no, it absolutely is. Absolutely
if they're
is.
well behaved.
Right, more power to them.
People bring children to restaurants.
Yeah, and they should not be allowed, actually, at restaurants. Especially, I don't know. That's a really good thing to talk about, too, because it's like, yeah, I don't think people should have children in the 5 boroughs anymore. I think it's just too...
Well, a lot of people do move out for that reason.
It's a great idea, Let the suburbs have all the freaking kids, but to try to cram in strollers and more people into a very confined space and more Ubers, because now families need to take cars around, and then you're bringing the stroller on the train. It's like between people carrying their bikes down in the freaking train platform, people running their city bikes everywhere, and strollers. It's like a clusterfuck in Manhattan, in the city now, And it's only going to get worse. It's only going to get worse with all the buildings that they're putting up. More and more people are going to be coming in. I don't know where they're all going to go. And there's not going to be room for me. What about me?
Well, speaking of big cities, you know what's going on in San Francisco.
SantaCon. Oh, that's everywhere. Oh, no. What's going on in San Francisco?
There's a big homeless problem in San Francisco.
Well, California, anywhere that's really, on the West Coast, they have a huge, yep, I know.
Right, but because they have such a big homeless problem, there are homeless people pooping on the street in San Francisco. And it's gotten so bad, they have an app that lets people know where poop on the street is.
Wait, why wouldn't they just make the app to say where the fucking closest bathroom is? That's public.
Because most people... Well, first of all, there aren't a lot of public bathrooms.
Well, that seems like the answer to the problem. Not fucking using the technology to create an app so I know where not to step in shit.
Second of all, most places require you to buy something to use their bathroom.
Well, I've always said this. I think a great app would be one to where to find a good parking spot, and somehow satellite, a parking spot.
Yes.
Okay, well, I should have fucking came up with it then 20 years ago when I thought of it. No, 10 years ago, 5 years ago. Who the know? I don't care when I thought of it. It doesn't matter anymore. No, but a bathroom app, especially for people that are driving. But yeah, when I'm walking down the street or driving and I gotta go, I only think of Starbucks, right? That's where we think of going. I want to go to Starbucks, but I think there's a market for that. In Europe, you pay, in some other foreign countries, you pay to use the bathroom. So carry an extra dollar on you, whatever, a couple quarters, and see where the nearest bathroom is, rather than
I go fast food places, Starbucks, Dunkin' Donuts.
But see, this is the thing. See, people aren't using their senses. It's like I need an app to tell me where shit is. Just like I need an app to tell me where to so I can play my fucking Pokemon Go.
I think it's more for people so people know to avoid those places.
Well, still, it's like I can use my 5 senses. My scent of smell. Oh, that smells like shit. I'm going to cross the street.
But, yeah, I guess. But I think, if you're there, you're right there. You can't. If you're in Chinatown and there's shit on the street, you're going to avoid Chinatown.
That's not true. Because there's shit everywhere I walk anyway. There's more shit that you got to be aware of in the suburbs. Because if you walk in the woods or whatever on the side of the road, dogs are shitting everywhere. I guess it's different. It's dog feces. But to me, I'm an equal opportunity. I'm an equal excrement hater. I don't any shit, whether it's horse shit and cow shit and mostly just grass, or if I just ate a bunch of Mexican food and it came out of my own body. I hate shit equally. I don't want to touch it. I don't want to be near it. But at the same time, I also don't want to be an agoraphobic and stay home all day because I'm afraid of the outside world and the open space and what might be out there. I just got to use my 5 senses and my judgment, which is what I was given. These are God-given gifts. Judgment, which is intellect and mind and reason, and my 5 senses. And then do it with a little bit of love. And that brings me to my next point. The Ted Baker staff demands an end to forced hugging at work. What the fuck kind of a headline is that from this week? Ted Baker, we all know Ted Baker, fashion designer. Very nice, makes a lot of really nice men's clothing. Does he make women's clothing too? I'm not sure. But good designer.
He makes clothing.
He makes clothing. But apparently or not Ted Baker himself, but the environment is such at work that hugging is considered appropriate. And we know a lot, we were talking about this last week actually too, the whole sexual harassment, how hugging actually can be considered harassing somebody, which is just mind-boggling to me. But yeah, I guess some people based off their upbringing or whatever don't like hugs, and other people hug for the wrong reasons, trying to catch a little feel, you know what I'm saying? Me, I love to hug. I hug everybody, whether I met you just now or known you forever, I'm going to hug you. I'm going to hug you right now, Tori, I love you. But, you see, Tori kind of flinched. He doesn't like the hugging. But that's just because he doesn't like hugging, which is fine. But he's not going to fucking want to press charges against me because I hugged him. We are devolving as a society. Evolving, which means moving forward. Devolving, which means moving backwards. Evolving is the love and the light in the future and just accepting everyone for who they are, as long, like you said, as they're not affecting anybody else or hurting anybody. How is it hurting someone if there's an environment which more love is generated in by there being a culture of hugging that exists.
Well, it's like, it's, it goes back to the sexual harassment thing or whatever, is if someone does something to you that you don't like, just say you don't like it, and if they're a normal human being, they'll stop.
Right. Okay, great. That requires one thing. That requires honesty, so we have to be confident enough to be able to say, we don't need the law to be enacted. We have to be a fucking person and just say, you know what, excuse me, I'm really not into that. Thank you very much, though. Then if it persists, that becomes another issue. But why can't we just have that conversation? Why does there have to be all these boundaries and laws and boxes, and everybody has to get fit into this shit? Just be a person. And don't and stop taking everything so goddamn personally. Everybody takes things so personally and so feels so violated all the time. We're just humans. We're all doing the best we can, and we're trying to live life, and with a little bit of lightness and joy. The one interesting thing it says is that it was forced hugging. So what does that mean? Forced hugging at work? Is it really that it's forced, or that it's just accepted?
Well, I mean, listen. If you watch the comedy roast, the roast battle on Comedy Central,
yeah,
the last rule of the roast is to hug at the end.
Great.
So that's kind of forced hugging.
Exactly, but you know what? It's a symbol of love, and it's in the right vein, because it's saying, oh look, we're gonna say whatever we want, but at the end it's all love, right? What's the international symbol, universal symbol for love is hugging, right? There's nothing bad about hug. A hug is a good thing.
It was a heart.
No, not necessarily, because what if aliens don't even have a heart in their body?
Well, but like a heart.
They won't know what that shape is.
Our heart doesn't look like a heart.
Yeah, where did that come from?
Our heart's like weird.
Yeah, it's like all. It's like. That's what it looks like. It's like open to the right.
I actually saw a picture the other day of a blood clot that like went through veins and arteries, and someone took it out, and it was like all blood, and it looked like a tree.
That's beautiful. Were they dead though?
Probably.
Whoops, sorry. But the interesting thing is that, so in the headline of this article that I read, it's forced hugging, right? So according to this story, the CEO likes to hug his employees. He expects there to be some hug at the beginning or end of an interaction.
It's a show of affection.
Exactly. It's a show of affection, a show of camaraderie, a show of togetherness. But the staff interprets it as forced, because some people, some extra sensitive people, instead of going to get the help they need, they create this whirlpool that sucks the rest of us down into it and changes things. Just like we were talking last week about the sexual harassment. Why do the rest of us have to change just because there's a few really sensitive people? I'm not saying that sexual harassment is okay. I'm not saying that sometimes people hug for the wrong reasons. I'm saying that we need to be a little bit more discerning to help and help the powers that be to make rules that are more effective, that still allow for humanity, that still allow for us to be who we're supposed to be. Fallible, imperfect creatures that have the ability to have consciousness and love. And we need to be able to express those things.
Okay.
Thank you. Okay.
Yeah.
Moving. I don't know. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that's pretty good. I think like the sexual harassment thing, I think we need to get to a point where people are okay with speaking out regardless of whether they think they might lose their job or not, or... the other thing is, did they feel in danger, or are they just a little uncomfortable?
Exactly, and that's a huge point, because that, again, is subjective, and we were talking about that last week, right? Like the subjectivity piece of this, and how you really can't lay down a rule, because everybody has their own experience of things.
Right.
So,
like Noah loves hugging everyone. Even,
Everyone.
Even people that just took a shit on the street in San Francisco.
Ah, man, as long as you... Okay, I was going to say as long as you have some hand sanitizer. But the truth is, we all know hand sanitizer doesn't really do anything. So, yeah, if you have like a sink and some... Actually, I would probably need to change of clothes if they were needed. I will hug the shit out of them with my mind and my heart, but not my arms or body, probably.
Okay.
Unless they... No, you know what? I've been in situations where I've had to just do whatever. I mean, you know, what was I yesterday?
And take a shower.
What's that?
Suck it up and take a shower.
Yeah, I mean, the truth is, I hate sitting and touching shit on the train for that exact reason. You got to do it, man. You got to do it. So, exactly. Sometimes you just got to do what you got to do. I mean, I came home the other day. My cat shat in the corner and must have stepped on it because it was like a pancake-looking crap piece. And I then immediately, the only thought I had was then, oh, shit, he stepped in crap, and now it's all over the apartment. And I just had to kind of like clean what I thought was dirty and live with it, you know? That's the price we pay, you know? So... That's what I'm saying. If you don't want to, maybe you don't want to hug people because you're worried that they just took a shit. If that's the case, then I respect that, and maybe we can see eye to eye on this thing. But very interestingly, this actually kind of ties in a little bit to the next topic, which is how. Do you want to introduce this one? Because you read this article actually.
Yeah. So PETA decided to come out with an article.
Well, did they come out with an article? Or
no,
a proposal?
It was a proposal they came out with. A proposal that phrases like "bring home the bacon" is comparable to homophobia and racism. Huh?
That makes no sense.
I don't get it. I mean...
This is the crazy shit. This is the crazy shit. This is the free speech stuff we've been talking about since day one here.
Like, I saw... Let me see if I have it. I saw a list of things on Facebook and, like, what their suggestion was.
Oh, it was in the article, actually. You just showed me. Yeah. Instead of kill two birds with one stone, it's feed two birds with one score. Or instead of
one scone. Feed
calling
two
something
birds with one scone.
One scone. Instead of don't be he's a guinea pig, meaning, you know, he was trying something out. Oh, he's being a test tube. What? Bring home the bacon. I mean, bring home the bagels! Hey, I'm bringing home the bagels!
Yeah, just...
Give it a rest, PETA. It's all good. Nobody's thinking of these things in the way that you think we're thinking about them. I'm not gonna go and fucking take my guinea pig home and douse its eyeballs with shampoo.
You're not gonna take the bull by the horns. You're gonna take the flower by the thorns.
No, I'm not, because I'm taking the flower by the thorns means that I'm probably going to prick myself, and now I'm using the word prick, which is equally as offensive, because we all know what a prick is. I'd rather take the bull by the horns and take my risk.
Yes, because when you call someone a prick, that's sexist.
Exactly.
What if they don't have a prick?
Right. Or, what if you're saying that their penis is the size of a pinprick, which would mean more like a pin that pricks, and now you're calling someone basically, you know, telling them they've got a small phallus. So we run into a lot of trouble with this stuff. Just say it like it is. Say what we've been saying it. Nobody's thinking of it. I'm not going to fucking rip a bull's horns off of its head. If I do, it'll probably try to impale me first. But what it does mean is if I am riding, or I would be steering a bull, right? A cowboy probably did that back in the day, maybe.
Yeah, like in Game of Thrones when Khaleesi got on the dragon and she was holding on to the spikes, and she used it as
like a gear shit, like a steering wheel.
Yeah.
Oh, that's sweet. And it was see, that's a dragon. So dragon, You want to hurt the dragon, right?
Well, no, but
It was a good dragon?
the dragon's her children.
What? Oh my god, I'm so glad I don't watch that stupid show.
It's not stupid. You gotta watch it.
You're not the first to say that in the last 5 or 6 years, however long it's been on.
I'm like the 5,000th.
No, you're absolutely probably more than that actually. Yeah, I'm a little bit late to that party, that's for sure. It's just so funny. It's so funny that like we give power to these words. We give so much power to language when yes, language is powerful, especially affirmations. I totally believe in that. But I also think the universe kind of knows, it's more intelligent than we are, and it understands when we're kind of saying things in jest or it's not, we don't mean it the way that it's being. If that was true, if it was true that everything was so literal in this world, we would have been dead a long time ago. But thankfully, there's not. There's not everything so literal in this world. We can use euphemisms and express ourselves emotionally. And we can say things that we don't really mean in non-literal formats and still get the point across. Hopefully without offending anybody. I think everybody needs to just take a little bit of a chill pill, whether that's your emotional support dog or some Xanax or meditation.
Some shrooms.
Yeah, definitely some shrooms.
I mean, there's a lot going on with that stuff right now.
What do you mean?
They're trying to,
microdose? People microdosing shrooms, dude?
No, but they're talking about legalizing it for depression and...
Oh, absolutely. Dude, every drug that I did in the Sound Factory and other clubs back in the early 2000s is now being used for, like, psychotherapy. Like, they have ketamine clinics now. I used to take ketamine, and it was like I didn't know my own name. Yeah. And now it's like, oh yeah, let's let them do that if they're depressed. What?
Well, I mean, listen, I do think I'm not sure about ketamine. I have no idea. I'm not familiar. I mean, I'm not familiar with any of that. The only thing is what I've heard, and if it's to me. Well, first of all, it's, as long as you're not harming anyone, do what you want. You could harm yourself. I don't care. I mean,
hey, that's not very nice.
But people harm themselves every day by eating sugar.
It's true. No, we do. We're not very nice to our bodies.
There's all kinds of pretty much everything. I mean, if you eat processed food, you're harming yourself.
Absolutely.
In some way.
If you jewel or use tobacco or nicotine products in any way, you're harming yourself. Hey, by the way, Tori, do you notice something different about me today?
No jewel?
No jewel is right. I'm in control, motherfuckers. I pick it up, I put it down. It's my choice. If you think you're stuck on something, put it down. It's a choice. No, but I'm joking about that. But I do think that for
but I mean, look,
nicotine for me at least is, I said screw it this week.
But I mean, look at Portugal, a country like Portugal that decriminalized all drugs. Their addictions and overdoses have gone down.
When did they They legalized all drugs?
Yeah, like in 2001.
What?
Yeah.
Why haven't we gone to Portugal yet, dude? No, but seriously, that's kind of crazy. They have some of the biggest waves in the entire world in Portugal. I would not want to be surfing and stoned at the same time.
Well, people probably don't do that.
I'm sure they do. I would if I was there. Damn. You know what I'm saying? That's so weird. You'd never think, well, I wonder why Portugal of all countries. I feel like, maybe the Netherlands would have been next on that.
I think they had like a high
addiction rate?
Yeah.
And they were trying to, that's interesting.
Like they had some serious issues over there, so They were like, what the hell?
And it's so funny, right? Because like I'm in the culture. I'm back then, especially in 2001, I was getting loaded, and now I'm still around recovery, so I'm around drugs. I'm around drug people, just hopefully not using really anymore. I never heard that, and I wonder why. It's probably because of fucking
because
there's agendas.
They're not gonna. The news isn't gonna broadcast it. They don't want people to think, oh, why doesn't the U.S. do
Exactly, because it's all about a fucking agenda. We're not gonna be brainwashed. We're not gonna buy the propaganda, cause
we're the unuseful idiots.
You damn better believe that. Interestingly enough, one other topic I wanted to briefly discuss is how progressive California is when it comes to healthy eating.
Yeah.
And so there's some entertainment venues in California now. There's a proposal to offer vegan options there. I think that's great.
I think it's a proposal to make all entertainment venues to have at least one vegan option.
What's wrong with that? That's incredible. I mean, I think there's.
I do not want people to eat beans in the movie theater.
Oh man, mic drop. Mic drop, dude. So true.
That's gonna be one smelly movie theater.
Oh man, I can't say anything against that. You're absolutely right.
Talk about wanting a refund.
Jeez, man, you're right. Because some movie theaters, you walk in and people are just talking the whole time. But imagine you go in and they're just farting the whole time. I would run back to the ones where they're talking. Be like, guys, keep it up, louder. That movie theater, it stinks over there, man. A bunch of freaking vegans. And I know because I'm related to a few vegans, and their farts it's unbelievable how much.
I mean, listen, if they want to say offer tofu instead of beans, fine.
Well, I know we're kind of joking, but the truth is, yeah, it doesn't have to be beans that they offer. But I think it's an interesting thing because California is one of the few states that actually has they figured out the business model to make healthy food available in like a fast food dining establishment model. So it's really
they have that here with like the salad.
Yeah, but those are. But I'm talking about more like entree items because who can eat a fucking salad every single day? But they were the first to do like bowls. Pick your own like kind of bowl that you want, like
poke bowls.
Well, poke comes from Hawaii, and poke is another progressive, incredibly healthy, beautiful.
I would think LA probably got it first.
A lot of the good stuff makes its way over. I mean, we're just starting now to get teriyaki, like fast food teriyaki places here in New York. That's been a huge thing on the West Coast forever. There's hope. There's hope.
Yeah, I mean, like they just opened an acai bowl place down the street.
Yeah, I mean acai is good, antioxidant power.
Well, and it's not just acai. It's like they have banana bowls. It's like granola.
Bananas and balls. I don't think we're allowed to say that. Oh, bowls. Sorry. I thought you were making a reference to a male genital region, and that is very inappropriate.
They put bananas in the marijuana bowls, and you smoke it.
Dude, that sounds fucking good, dude. I like smoking bananas any day of the week. Just kidding. One other thing I want to mention, it kind of ties into last week, and this is going to be what we're going to leave you with. Food for thought. Old school rappers talk about leaving the life behind, right? Big Papa, Notorious B.I.G. Now I'm living better now. Coogee sweater now, right? Drop tops, BMs, I'm the man, girlfriend. Talking about how his life changed. He no longer had to sell crack in the streets. That was a good thing. You mentioned Tupac last week too. Same thing, right? Talking about We need to see changes, you know? What do we have today? And those guys were fucking gods, right? We remember back in the day.
Yeah, I mean, listen, today, I mean, Eminem's still relevant today. He doesn't really come out with music today. New raps.
No, you're wrong about that.
Well, he does.
He just came out with Kamikaze. It came out a month ago or 2 months ago.
Yeah,
amazing.
I don't know. I haven't heard it
Well,
yet.
then you need to listen to it, young man.
I'll listen to it when you watch Game of Thrones.
Oh, that's a fair deal. Shake on that. But here's the thing. So Eminem is still talking about talent and just rhyming ability. The other rappers today are all talking about they still sell the drugs. Even Nicki Minaj, who I have a lot of respect for because she's fucking hot and talented.
She has a big ass.
Yeah, she does. But, you know, she's talking about, oh, I still selling coke and all this shit. It's like, give it up. You don't have to do that anymore. Nobody is
and I doubt she does
doubting your street credibility.
I doubt she does it.
No, right, and that's the other thing, right? It's like we just talk about it. Oh, it's like, but why are we as customers of this music, why are we as fans, as listeners, why are we giving it that much credit and power to say like, oh, well, if that current rapper does not speak about selling crack anymore, I am not going to listen to them because clearly they are inauthentic. And they're, you know, like, what the fuck? Who cares? Where's ability? Where's talent? You know, why do we give people, we have to, like, really reevaluate our values. You said last week, violate is in the word, what did you say? Violin?
Yeah.
Is in the, right, so
you were
value
about
is in evaluate.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yes.
Look at that.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I mean, it's hard. You know, I grew up loving rap. You know, guys like Tupac, Biggie, Nas, Eminem, Dr. Dre, Snoop Dogg. But now, I mean, like, Machine Gun Kelly? Like, what?
No.
Post Malone?
No.
Like,
basically, if you have a tattoo on your face, I know people that have tattoos on their face. That's fine if you want to do that. But if you have a tattoo on your face, I'm not gonna listen to you. I'm not gonna take you seriously about anything. So, sorry.
Yeah, I mean, like, listen, I don't care if you have a tattoo on your face like that. But, yeah, I mean, like, I guess it does say, like, you know, maybe there's an extra hurdle you have to jump over to gain my trust and likability.
Today, you mean?
Yeah, like, you know, like if someone came up to me with a tattoo on their face, I would be like, my first impression would be like, what's wrong with this guy?
Yeah.
Like,
mine too,
why did he do that?
But that's our conditioning, because if we grew up, 10,000 years ago in some indigenous tribe where tattooing on your face was normal, then, we're just conditioned to seeing that as like counterculture, or someone had some tragedy or trauma that caused them to think so irrationally.
Right, but I'm not, I would still give the guy a shot to, like,
absolutely,
know him.
as you should. I just think if you're also a rapper, then chances are I'm probably not going to want to listen to you. But that's also me being judgmental. Maybe if Eminem gets a tattoo on his face, I doubt he will. Maybe he already does, and I don't know.
Well, if
I'm not going to stop listening to
Eminem got a tattoo on his face, his past work would speak for his future work.
What do you mean?
Like if tomorrow Eminem got a tattoo on his face.
Right. It wouldn't change the fact that he's been amazing for this long.
Right.
Right. Exactly.
You know,
agree
Post
to
Malone
agree.
Came out of nowhere with tattoos on his face, and
Well, at least he runs with the mob.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Well, listen. That's we think we've covered a lot of stuff today. We gave you like a nice 1-2 punch power episode where we just powered through a bunch of topics. Hopefully lighthearted. Don't take us too seriously. We don't take ourselves too seriously. And definitely don't take the world too seriously. Because I'll tell you what, if my experience shows anything, it's that there is something cool waiting right beyond the other side of this veil. So, let's see what happens. In the meantime, Tori, do you want to tell them what to do?
Yes, so go check out our podcast wherever you listen to the podcast. Go subscribe, comment, rate, do all that stuff. All the stuff you do on Yelp, do that on iTunes.
Please.
Or Google Podcasts.
Please.
Or Spotify.
Please.
Or Stitcher.
Please.
Or whatever.
Please.
We're also on YouTube.
Please.
Go do that. Please. Over there.
Yeah. Keep it coming. Keep the love and comments coming. We're going to keep pushing out all this new content for you guys every week. We got a guest coming up on this following week. We didn't lie to you. We said the next episode there would be, but this is kind of like a little bonus episode that we got coming for you this week, in addition to our regularly scheduled Sunday release.
Wait, but there's more. We got to tell them to go check out our Facebook page.
I wasn't done.
And our Twitter page.
I wasn't still done.
And if they like what we're doing, and, we're trying to up our production value.
Eventually. I mean, yes, we're in the process, yes.
If they want to help us out.
Oh, I know where you're getting at.
They like what we're doing and they want us to get better. Go check out our Patreon page.
Not only that, we would be happy to sponsor you. If you have an idea or a company and you want to give us a little money and we'll plug the shit out of your shit, we're happy to do that too. So there's no shame in our game.
They have to have a good product.
Well, of course, I'm not going to fucking talk about, if Hillary Clinton pays me. I mean, that'd be interesting to...
Well, we don't want to talk about those bracelets that were... You remember those rubber band bracelets?
Yeah.
That were like animal shapes?
No. You talking about Live Strong? Or?
No, they were like for kids.
Okay.
They were like, it was a rubber band bracelet that was in the shape of a dinosaur.
Okay.
Or like in different... the guy made billions, but we're not gonna...
It's just got to be something quality. It's got to be something that we believe in.
We want something.
But we also can't be beggars, Tori. We got to just... We can't... We can't be choosers. We're beggars, right? That's what I mean. Is that what I mean? I don't know what I mean. Yeah.
Yeah.
Facebook, Twitter, Patreon, YouTube, Spotify, Apple, Anchor. Hit us up, like us, rate us,
and share.
Because it's care.
Tell everyone. Pay it forward.
Motherfuckers. Thank you for listening and watching.
See you later,
We'll see you next time, you bunch of friggin' idiots.